Hey everybody, y'all come on in. I know I'm a little bit early actually. I'm a little early actually. Um, but I'll give it a minute and let y'all come on into the room. We're gonna talk about this Britney Spears situation. So y'all come through. Wow, this photo taken of Britney Spears is way different from the side. I mean, you can literally see the wrinkles starting, but that's something to be proud of. You actually lived and survived to make it to be a 40-year-old woman. You should be very, very happy about that. So, who cares? We all get old, right? Could you imagine? Could you imagine being a multimillionaire that has worked your whole life to have, whatever it is that you have managed to gain, but then your father completely controls your money? You got to go out and work. Yeah, you got to go work and you got to go make the money, but your father can sit back on his lazy fucking ass and take your money and use your money as if it's his own personal bank account. That is exactly what I think we see going on right now. I think that is exactly what's going on right now. I never agreed with this conservatorship when it was happening. I mean, I remember when it was happening. I couldn't believe that the courts really were going to let that happen. I just was amazed at the fact that this woman who, okay, let's say that the woman has had some mental health challenges or whatever over the years. Okay. When did it become okay to target people that, may have had a mental health challenge? And then you say, oh, well, you may have a mental health challenge, but you're going to work, you're going to make that money, you're going to do these concerts in Vegas, and I'm going to spend your money. This has caused a complete sever of a relationship between Britney and her father, Britney and her mother, and Britney and her sister. Britney was pretty clear the other day. She was like, well, where the hell were these so-called people and family members when I was drowning, when she needed them the most? They were in Louisiana. I also heard that Britney owns some property. Britney Spears owns some property in Florida. And that there are family members that have been living in this property for years. And she just pays for it. These people got life fucked up. And I don't know what the hell kind of hold that Jamie Spears ever had on the judge originally, when all of this conservatorship was put into place. I never understood it. I never understood that. Like, okay, so the woman went and shaved her head and she hit a car with an umbrella and they were paparazzi that were stalking the shit out of her. The lady couldn't do anything without paparazzi trying to take photos. The lady couldn't do anything. Then her father decides he's going to step in and do this whole conservatorship and then basically just like take control of the woman's estate and all of her money. Then he gets this whole big, Vegas residency contract or whatever you want to call it. Britney made a lot of money. But what's crazy is this woman she just got her first iPad in her whole fucking life. This lady just bought her first iPad. Who does Jamie Spears think he is? Who does Jamie Spears think he is? Time is now, Mr. Spears. When I tell you from a public perception, we are all looking at this. And when I tell you guys that we are absolutely side-eyeing Jamie Spears right now, I've been side-eyeing him. But now that, Britney she's fighting for herself. Finally, she's fighting for her rights. She's fighting to be free. She's fighting to be free from this stranglehold that these people, these lawyers and her family members have literally, with their greed, put a stranglehold on this woman's assets and her money. Could you imagine going to work every day? Imagine this. You go to work every day to make a living for yourself, to support yourself and your family. This woman has children. Could you imagine going to work every day, but somebody else is enjoying the money that you made? Y'all, let me tell y'all about the latest update. So yesterday, Britney, first of all, shout out to Matthew Rosengart. Man, please do whatever the hell you can and get that woman out from up under this conservatorship and expose Jamie Spears, her father. So sad. But you guys know what the Bible says towards the end times. Mother against daughter, father against son, brother against brother. People are greedy. They only care about their self. Britney Spears' lawyer has alleged that Jamie Spears approved a payment of $500,000 from Britney Spears' estate without consent, and they are demanding that he be removed from the conservatorship immediately. So is the woman who's been the main conservator as well. She has asked for Jamie Spears to be removed. Period. They also want an audit of his financial dealings. They want an entire audit of Britney Spears' estate. Money has been just pouring out like a spigot, just pouring out of this woman's estate. And this woman literally has no control of her own money. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yeah, I'm all about free Britney. Nobody should ever have a right to manage someone else's money like that. It's so distasteful. And when I tell you that Mr. Jamie Spears, you look like a punk bitch right now, trying to bully on your daughter, your own fucking child, your child. You literally have been bullying this woman, and then you got bold enough to go to court because the woman had some challenges in her life. You guys, she had just had children. She was a fairly new mother, at least within the first 10 years, right? She had just had her children a few years prior. This woman is, she's going through life. Y'all, we all have ups and downs in life. Life is good for me right now. But y'all don't ever sit there and think that I've never been through turmoil. We all have. Can y'all look back in your life and say, I remember that year. That was the roughest year of my life that I've ever had to deal with. I've had those moments. I have absolutely had those moments. And so does everyone else, even celebrities. When I tell you guys, I never felt right about this conservatorship, though, from the very beginning. Hey, Queen, what's up with it? Hey, Wicked, it is abusive, right? It's very abusive. It's a whole fucking family of leeches. Yes. Let's just call it what it is. It is. They're all leeching off the woman. It's pathetic. And it's so sad because it's her fucking blood, man. It's her blood. So Britney is very happy with her new attorney, Matthew Rosengart. Now, these videos that Britney Spears does on Instagram. Now, listen, I already know somebody from Mrs. Spears' camp will definitely see this video if they're not sitting here watching it now. So I will say this. Keep pushing, Ma. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And when you get out from up under this conservatorship, you need to go on like a whole year-long fucking vacation to wherever the hell you want to go. You do what you want to do with your money. You do what the hell you want to do. Keep making these Instagrams like you are, these really strange Instagrams. I mean, those of us, we can peer through and see through the bullshit. We know what she's saying. The woman is very happy that this lawyer, she feels like she has somebody fighting for her. Finally, they suppressed Britney Spears. And let's not forget that when this conservatorship happened to Britney, she was being put in hospitals. She was being hospitalized by her own family members. They were literally suppressing the woman. They wanted control of her money. That was all they ever wanted at the end of the day. It was never about protecting Britney Spears. This was done in 2008. Why is it? It's 2021 right now. Why doesn't Jamie Spears want to step down? His daughter's going to be 40 years old soon. Britney Spears is 39, going to be 40 years old soon. Why wouldn't Jamie Spears step off? Jamie, you're literally destroying your family because you're greedy. You're destroying your family because of greed. Do you see that? If you don't see it, let me just tell you, I'm not going to be with nice words like the Free Britney documentary was. I'm not going to be nice about it. I think it's fucking pathetic. I think it's disgusting. I think that Jamie Spears, really, honestly, if they find out that he has been siphoning off this woman's fucking assets, he should be fucking arrested for fraud. Straight up. He doesn't have any right to be siphoning off this woman's fucking assets. This woman made her own way. She was on the Mickey Mouse Club. Remember Mickey Mouse, y'all, on the Disney Channel? I used to watch the hell out of that shit, y'all, when I was a kid. That's why I know all these people. I loved that show. I absolutely loved that show. And my mom, intentionally, used to pay for the Disney Channel. Remember, it used to be like an extra package that you used to have to buy on cable. It can't come soon enough. It can't come soon enough. Should it have even been temporary? I honestly don't think that they should have ever even had an opportunity to even temporarily gain control of the woman's estate. Her estate should have only been growing. You're absolutely right about that, Wicked. You're absolutely correct. This woman is being controlled. The money that she goes out to make, right? This woman has children, everything. But these people, they want to control her assets. They want to control her money, tell her what to do with her own fucking money. The fucking gall of you people, man. The fucking audacity of y'all. Like, I kid you not. Greed. Greed. Thou shalt not covet. Right? Greed. I guess, we don't know the personal stuff that goes on between Jamie and Britney. It's none of our business what their personal relationship is like at the end of the day. But I know this. Let me ask this question. Would Jamie Spears be okay with being made to go give these full, blooded concerts in front of people, dancing and singing and all this stuff? Would Jamie Spears appreciate being treated like a fucking slave? Because that's basically what this conservatorship is like. It's almost like Britney Spears is like some slave or some shit. I'm a slave. Y'all, I swear to God, I didn't even think about that to say it like that. It just came to my mind, I swear to God. I'm a slave for you. But she's not your fucking slave, Jamie Spears. How would you feel if you were made to go work and do all these things to make money and all these things, but yet, and Britney comes around and then goes to court and then says you can't even spend your money the way you want. You can't, get assets the way you want. You can't do shit with the money that you made. Jamie, would you appreciate that? Would you like that? If somebody told you what to do with your own motherfucking money, there is nothing worse than a situation like this in a family. And to be completely honest with you, y'all really need to respect how Britney feels. If Britney feels a way about her mom, so be it. If Britney feels a way about her sister, so be it. I know she feels a way about her dad. How can she not? How can she not? This man who's supposed to be someone she could have trusted, her father who brought her into this world, how could he? How could he do something like this? How could he do something like this? And then it's so cold, like he turns around, he did it in 2008, and it's like he had no intentions of ever releasing his stranglehold on the woman. There was never an intention for this to be temporary, ever. That was never his intention. His intention, from my perspective, was to capture the woman's estate, capture her assets, and be able to siphon and live in a comfortable life, and to be able to utilize those assets and that money as if he made it. And he didn't make a single dime of it. Jamie Spears didn't get on those fucking stages and sing a damn single fucking thing. He didn't sing a damn thing. He didn't dance. How many times did he not even show up at one of her concerts that he forced her to fucking go slave and work in? I hope Britney don't sign no deals right now. Don't do shit. I have a really good feeling that this is going to turn out good for her. There's so much power being pushed to reverse this conservatorship. It's a lot of power, and she has a lot of support. She has a lot of support. Many, many people and bloggers are supporting Britney Spears in her effort to undo this conservatorship, or this AKA stranglehold. Stranglehold, let's call it what it is. They're not conserving a motherfucking thing. They're not conserving shit. They are literally trying to strangle this woman's assets and siphon the money right out from under her. That's period, point blank. There's always a reason we do things, right? Why do you guys think he did it in the first place? Money, 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 money. It was always about money. And I sometimes I honestly do. I question the judge who allowed this to happen. I was could never understand this. I never could understand this conservatorship. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, man. The fuck? Man, I don't see Jamie Spears trying to control Britney's sister like this. Why hasn't he put Britney's sister in isn't she? She's tried to do some singing and stuff like that, but she's never been the type of star power that Britney Spears has been. Never. A lot of people would say she sort of, kind of did benefit from Britney's success. She's had a lot of tragedy too. I think she lost a child in an ATV accident. There's been a lot of tragedy in her life too. But the question is, where were you when she needed you the most? That is a real, legit, authentic question to be asking. I would be really interested to know who the fuck is living in her fucking property in Florida. Are you kidding me? My God, the greed of some of these people. They just don't want to get out and make their own way. It's unbelievable. Jamie Spears, he didn't want to go out and get a fucking job like the rest of us. So he looked at his daughter's estate and put a whole job on that to literally strangle it and take it apart and siphon and benefit off of her hard work. And the very fact, Mr. Spears, that your daughter has asked and requested for you to please end your conservatorship, stop it now. We're talking about 13 years of you controlling this woman's every fucking move and her finances. You and all these lawyers. And guess who else? Guess who is paid for all the shit? You think Jamie Spears is paid for any of this? Of course not. Not only did they put a stranglehold on Britney, wrapped her up in this whole big fucking bullshit ass conservatorship, they made her pay for it. That's what's so cold about the shit. Who do you think is paying for these lawyers? It's unfucking believable. It's unbelievable. And that's the other fucked up thing about this. She has children, y'all. This is a fucking mother of children. She's not the 17, 18-year-old Britney Spears, that we all love from the Disney show and shit. This woman is mature and grown now. She's not a child, and she shouldn't be controlled like a child. If the woman is a horrible, spender, or if she spends a lot of money on, crazy shit, doesn't she have a right? That's her money, right? That's her money at the end of the day. Who is any of us to try to step in on even on a family member, try to control their money? It's so cold-blooded. It is so fucking wrong. It's so wrong. So wrong. And she has male children, sons. And this is the type of shit that her own father would do to her. And then, it's like, damn, it's been going on since 2008. 5 years in, Jamie, you didn't think maybe your daughter was doing well? She's doing much better than she was during that really rough time in her life. And you didn't feel like maybe it was time to end this bullshit? Why are you fighting, Jamie? Why are you trying to fight the woman for control of her shit? I don't understand that. Jamie Spears should be fucking ashamed of himself. He should be shamed. I don't think so. There's nothing wrong with Britney. And honestly, let me tell you, it wouldn't even matter if it was something wrong with Britney. Even if, let's say Britney had 1,000 mental illness or whatever. The very fact that somebody can say, oh, you had a mental illness, or you were depressed for a couple of months. You may have went through some really rough shit. There may have been a reason why, someone was depressed or acting. Now, let's not even play here. The paparazzi was chasing that woman and treating her like raw fucking meat. Like, my God. And then, I loved when she went, I don't love that she went through that stuff, but when she shaved her head, that is like somebody telling you that they're like reinventing themselves. It's kind of like what I did after I had my brain tumor removed the first time, and back in 2007. Was it 2006 or 2007? Damn, it's been a while. But it's just, I really, really want to see this go the right way. And I don't think any of us have a right to try to control somebody's assets and shit like that. Like, this should have never went this far. And I really hope in the future that people will consider Britney Spears' case in future attempts of conservatorship for other people. I have a really good feeling, though. I have a really good feeling that this time is going to be different, Britney. I really, really think it's going to be different. I think you're going to win this case. I really, really do. Again, there's a lot of push, a lot of power. Don't underestimate the power of social media, baby. It's not right. This is not a popular decision. This looks so selfish and greedy on the part of the people that are still trying to keep a stranglehold on this woman's estate. Period. End of story. If you guys had any fucking decency about yourselves, you would get the fuck on somewhere. Like, I'm serious. Really. So it's a really, really fucked up thing. But man, I'm telling you, Matthew Rosengart, please do your fucking thing. Please. And it is true. Every day that continues forward, every day that goes on, Britney is going to naturally come to hate her father. Put yourself in her position. We're talking about millions of dollars here. How much money have you guys made in your lifetime? Can any of y'all, sit back and think and say to yourselves, man, the last 20 years or whatever that I've been working, I've managed to amass this much money in my lifetime. And I bet every one of y'all who have jobs, at least, anywhere from 13 to 15 an hour, if you're 40 years old, you have made $1 million. Maybe not at one time. Now imagine everything that you ever worked for being controlled by somebody else. And then it's a family member, and that's only going to make you even more resentful towards that family member. I have to be honest here. I honestly wouldn't blame Britney, and I don't doubt the fact that the possibility of her ever having a relationship with her father after this is just how can she? How can she? I mean, even today on August the 6th, on this Friday, August the 6th, 2021, Jamie Spears sees all this stuff being put out on the blogs. He sees it all. And you still are trying to keep this stranglehold. And so you see that Britney is fighting back. She's got a fucking wolf on your ass. She done put Bigfoot on your ass, Mr. Rosenhart. And now you want to siphon off $500,000? What the hell? He's $500,000. Not only did he siphon off $500,000, he also wants Britney and her estate to pay his legal bills of $1.5 million for this conservatorship. It's unfucking believable. He wrapped her up in all this gobbledygook conservatorship, tying up her assets, tying up her finances, tying up her life, controlling her life. And when he sees that it's all kind of coming to a crash, your 13-year ride is fucking over, all of a sudden $500,000 drops out of her fucking estate. Are you serious? Every day that continues forward, Mr. Spears, you are causing avoidable harm to your child, period. To your whole family, to your entire family, to your entire family. It is abusive. It is very abusive. And it's like she has Mr. Spears has like permission from the courts to abuse Britney and her fucking estate. And I think it's bullshit. She has publicly denounced her father and conservators. Good for her. I'm so happy for her. I am so happy for her. Among other things, Britney described the trauma and abuse she endured under the control of her father and those beholden to him. Rosengart declared in court. Britney also explained that she had been traumatized, felt like I was dead, and like I didn't matter. And that is true. Can we just keep it a stack here? Can we keep it 100? They've abused the shit out of this woman. They've stole from this woman. Unbelievable. 13 years? And when they see that it's crashing to a halt, all of a sudden $500,000 ends up, I hope she audits that entire fucking estate. I hope she gets the best auditors and exposes the shit out of him. Now, y'all, just based on the fact that he roped her up in this legal gobbledygook, and the fact that he felt so empowered to do this woman, his own daughter, the way that he did, and y'all mean to tell me y'all don't think he's been siphoning money off this woman? Of course he has. Of course he has. So fucking bull. It's just bullshit. Like, unbelievable. You basically ran to a court and a judge to get all this conservatorship and law, and he hasn't paid a single dime for any of this. It's all been Britney. Britney has paid for these legal fees. Britney has paid for these lawyers, period. She literally has been paying for lawyers to plot against her. It's unbelievable. It's bullshit, man. Anyway, multiple sources close to Britney, who's 39 years old, have expressed concern for her well-being in light of Jamie's abusive control. What? She just got an iPad for the first time? What? I think many of us are going to be shocked when Britney really finally sits down and speaks out after all this shit is done. I think many of us are going to be shocked at the details of things that happened behind the scenes that none of us are privy to. As Rosengart affirmed, Britney's mother, Lynn Spears, has previously alleged that Jamie is, quote, incapable of putting her daughter's interests ahead of his own on both a professional and a personal level. Britney Spears is not your property, Jamie Spears. Britney Spears does not belong to you. She's not your property. She's not your slave. There should be no conservatorship. This woman should be allowed to do whatever the fuck she wants to do with her money and her assets, period. Period. Siphoning out $500,000? Oh my God. Do you know what I could even do with just $100,000? Just $100,000. I would literally buy myself a home in the country somewhere with the cheapest amount I could do it. But I mean, the greed of some people, it's disgusting. 13 years, y'all. 13 years. Jody Montgomery, that is the other lady. She is the co-conservator. And she has also claimed that Jamie's removal is critical to Britney's emotional health and well-being. And her medical team agrees. They, quote, strongly recommended the removal of Jamie Spears in a court hearing last month. Ms. Spears' medical team is also in agreement. Mr. Spears' removal is necessary. Ms. Montgomery's counsel stated that it has been the strong recommendation by the medical team that Mr. Spears, her father, needs to be off of the conservatorship. How about just end it? How about you just end it? Why does Britney have to depend on Miss Montgomery for a motherfucking thing? Seriously. I would be so pissed. I would be so deeply hurt if I was Britney Spears. I know she's deeply hurt. She's angry. She's deeply hurt. And she has a right to be. When this all is said and done, she should go on like a fucking year-long vacation around the world. Give us some photos and some nice videos of how you're celebrating your newfound freedom, because I really, really feel like there's a difference this time. I really feel that way. I think that if the judge rules against Britney in this conservatorship hearing, that judge is going to hurt his reputation. I'm just saying. This is a very unpopular thing right now. I don't know all the details. Like, I wasn't in the courtroom when this conservatorship. I remember it going on, of course, and things like that. But I never was okay with this. I just always thought they were bulldozing her, you know. Rosengart alleged that not only has Jamie caused his daughter emotional and psychological harm, but also that there are several people beholden to him who were and still are being enriched from money earned by Britney without her consent. So there's entire whole human beings and adults that are literally getting rich off this lady's money, and she don't even know who the fuck they are. Unbelievable. The greed. In light of this, Rosengart said that an investigation into Jamie's finances is warranted, but can only commence fully once he has been entirely removed from the conservatorship. And maybe that's what scares him. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to be off the conservatorship, because he knows we may fuck around and find out after an audit that Jamie Spears has siphoned millions and millions of dollars off of Britney Spears' assets. It's fucked up. Rosengart specifically pointed to Jamie's management of Britney's $60 million estate, alleging that there has been ongoing dissipation of her money and arguing for a full financial audit. They said right now, today, money is disappearing. Money is just dissipating all over the fucking place. Her money. Her money. It's just disappearing. This woman is unbelievable, you guys. What's more, Rosengart also alleges that Jamie grossly overpaid a company run by Britney's former business manager, Lou Taylor, back in 2019 without her consent. Kind of makes you wonder, why would he overpay? Did he benefit from whatever overpayment there was? Did he benefit some kind of way? According to Rosengart, Jamie overpaid TriStar, the entertainment company run by Lou Taylor, by more than $300,000. This happened as a result of Jamie allegedly having agreed to a $500,000 floor when Britney went on a work hiatus in early 2019. In December 2019, Mr. Spears inexplicably approved a payment to TriStar in excess of $300,000 above the approximate $200,000 that was supposedly payable to TriStar at the time. Why would Jamie overpay? Did he somehow get that extra overpayment? There's some funny money games going on. This $300,000 payment was not due to any extra duties or work performed by TriStar. To the contrary, for whatever reason, Mr. Spears complied with TriStar's request for a $500,000 payment from the estate as a floor. More problematically, this payment was sought and paid despite Mrs. Spears' indefinite early 2019 hiatus. Sorry, y'all, my laptop's a little slow here. Rather than negotiating a new, less lucrative agreement as a result of Mrs. Spears' hiatus or moving Mrs. Spears' business management elsewhere, Mr. Spears allowed TriStar to siphon more than twice Mrs. Spears' annual allowance out of her estate while Miss Spears was on hiatus. What the fuck? You go out and you fucking work and you make millions of dollars and you are the one getting a fucking allowance? More than twice Mrs. Spears' annual allowance. More than twice. So is Britney Spears only has an allowance of $100,000? $200,000? But this woman's a millionaire. This woman can't even go buy her own property if she wants to because they have this stranglehold on her and her assets. It's bullshit. And in addition to this, Rosengart claimed that Jamie has been paying himself $2,000 more per month than what he has allocated to Britney, plus another $2,000 monthly for his office expenses. What the fuck? Oh yeah, baby, this all comes down to money, all of it. Mr. Spears has also enriched himself at the expense of his daughter, reaping millions of dollars from her services as a performer, in addition to paying himself $16,000 per month from Mrs. Spears' estate, $2,000 more than he has allotted to Mrs. Spears. So Jamie Spears is literally taking more money monthly than the woman who made the money. Unbelievable. I'm so glad this is all starting to come out. I'm so glad. Rosengart went on to criticize Jamie for recently rejecting Britney's request to take a short vacation to Hawaii just last month. All while he'd been excessively paying himself with money from her estate. The fuck? If I want to go to Hawaii, I'm going to Hawaii. Who the fuck does Jamie Spears think he is? This woman ain't your slave? Although Jamie and his team ultimately relented and allowed Britney to go on the trip, Jamie had deemed the vacation unnecessary. Who the fuck is he? Who is he? If Britney Spears wants to go to Hawaii, Britney Spears is going to go to Hawaii and should be allowed to go to Hawaii. She's worked so hard for everything that she has. Everything. Who is he to tell her what is okay and what's not? I'm just like in awe. Sorry, I'm in awe. I'm in awe. Rather than promptly approving his 39-year-old's daughter's right to take a well-earned vacation, supported by her own hard-earned money, Mr. Spears opposed the trip as unnecessary. The mere objection to his adult daughter taking a brief, well-earned vacation at this point in her life, while other funds are lavishly expended, underscores why suspension and ultimately removal should not wait. Now, Jamie Spears has not responded to the latest claims, but he did file documents a week after Britney's testimony in June expressing concern about the management and care of his daughter and asked the court to investigate the claims she'd made. Y'all, Jamie Spears has absolutely no intention of ever releasing his stranglehold on Britney and her estate. It is obvious. He's going to fight to the end. And as long as he can fight and make Britney pay for it with court approval, like he's contesting all this stuff about this conservatorship, but who's paying for the fucking lawyers, Jamie? Your daughter is, right? Your daughter is paying for that ultimately at the end. It's sad. It's sad when a father is willing to destroy his own relationship with his fucking child because he's a greedy motherfucker. It's just so sad. He's so greedy. He's so greedy. I also, people were talking about Britney's post on Instagram about her being locked in the bathroom and all that sort of stuff. Y'all don't see like what it is, Y'all can see what it is. She's talking in sublims, basically. Subliminals. The woman feels like she's trapped in cuffs, feels like she's in prison. Oh, you know it's more than that, Wicked. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a very scary amount. When I bet Britney's heart is going to go into her fucking stomach when she really sees what her father did with her money. When that audit is done, Britney is going to be very heartbroken and devastated. She should just prepare for that. The betrayal that has been done against her in regards to her conservatorship, it's mind-blowing, and there's no excuse for it, especially as public as this whole situation has been. Jamie Spears is not going to have any excuses at all when everybody finds out that he allegedly siphoned off millions of dollars from his daughter's estate. I think that's what he's trying to hide at the end of the day. But hey, it's really sad that Jamie's only concerned about money and not the welfare of his daughter. Period. If he really cared about the welfare of his daughter, he'd get off that conservatorship without them even having to ask him. He would get off the conservatorship without having to go to court to do it. Now, he may have to go through court to get approved, but I'm just saying, if he really, really loved his daughter over the money and the assets and the lavish lifestyle, we would have seen him moving differently by now. He has no intention to release his stranglehold. So Britney Spears has no choice but to pay top dollar for a pit bull attorney. And he is moving very aggressively. And I'm really glad for that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this, but I just want to say good luck, Britney. We are absolutely rooting for you. Good luck to you. And we will keep our eyes on this case. I hope that other bloggers will be very open and honest about what they're putting in their blogs and what they're saying on their videos. Call it for what it is. They're treating this lady like she's their slave, period. It's so cold-blooded. And the fact that they can wrap her and her estate up in all this red tape and then make her fucking pay for the lawyers that did it, that's the coldest thing of all. Until next time, y'all.